What's going on, birthday boys? I am Eric Biggs. As always, I haven't started smoking 1,000 cigarettes a day. I just sound like this right now because apparently allergies finally caught up to me. But today, I'm interviewing, you know him, you love him, JP, motherfucking Boo. Came out of the producer chair and decided to sit down because he's got a lot of cool shit going on. So thank you for jumping in.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on our show.
Yeah, it was hard sell. You know, I had to talk to some guys upstairs about it. You know what I'm saying? Just went to the top floor of CBS at Rockefeller Center or whatever tower station, whatever it is. No, but yeah, I decided we shouldn't get anyone else sick. I'll get you sick and we'll make out.
Sounds about right. Yeah. This guy did get me sick 2 weeks ago, man. I did 14 days of just in bed, crying over some hot Cheetos. It was terrible.
See, it is wild, though, that I text you and you're like, oh, I've been sweaty and feverish for 3 days. And I'm like, oh, I just started sounding like this and gained a cough and nothing else about my day changed.
Yeah.
I just, I said, I sound like I just started smoking 1,000 cigarettes a day. Mm. And then my girl was on the phone with her mom, and she's like, her mom heard me coughing. It was like, oh, that's what your dad sounded like for 6 weeks
before he died.
yeah. He's hallowed be thy name. No, but you have a lot of fucking cool shit coming out. We've talked about it a little bit on the podcast. Just doing some plugs. But you've also done a lot of cool shit leading up to the invention of Birthday Boys, and I think we're finally going to get the official full scope of who JP is. You know, I think you start off as a yoga person, not a yoga instructor. He's not we know he's into butt stuff, but he's not but you start off doing the yoga videos with YOGATX. I guess talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I make yoga videos with local instructors, Austin, Texas. You know what I mean? A lot of people aren't aware sometimes, but Austin is a hub for yoga education. So kind of like comics are right now. Maybe 10 years ago, I could walk into a 7-Eleven and be like, hey, do we have any yoga instructors in here? And 90 people will raise their hands, and it was that prevalent, man. There was yoga studios on every block, dude. So
what you're saying is this town has always been full of people that don't want real jobs.
Yeah, dude. Dude.
Musicians, yoga instructors, comedian, just if you don't want to work if you want to be a fucking bum, come to this town, all right?
We'll pick you up, baby.
Yeah, chase those dreams. Man, it's no wonder you're like, oh yeah, I can fall right into comedy. I've been dealing with these broke cookies. The only difference between yoga and comedy is yoga instructors are like, oh, the crystals will heal me. Comics are just like, if I drink enough, do enough jokes about my dad, it'll finally fix everything.
Yeah, that's the main difference, I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all about health. We're all about maybe killing ourselves.
I don't know if there's too much of a crossover audience, but if you guys ever need some yoga, you can go on over to that channel. We've been doing it for 10 years. We have over 350,000 subscribers.
Damn.
I've edited over 800 of these videos, and I'm just very, I feel fucking blessed, to be a part of that. One funny thing is when maybe within our first 4 years, right, I would get emails for me to come on podcasts as they want to talk about yoga and the industry and stuff like that. But nobody knew it was this hairy Mexican doing everything behind shit. You know what I mean? So if I were to come on and I wasn't this blonde yoga instructor speaking granola, they just weren't in on the,
Yeah, they wanted the instructor.
Yes, exactly.
They were like, hey, we saw this bitch has fat tits and is flexible. Coming on a podcast, and then it's you're like, I'm good. I'm a man. I'm not that bendy. So we're good. Yeah, so That is fucking hilarious. That's kind of like finding out that like, being like, oh yeah, the guy that runs the chocolate factory. It's like he eats kids, you know?
Pretty similar,
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, definitely, you know, because whenever we connected and met each other for doing this, the Birthday Boys, the best podcast ever.
Yeet.
That was one of your things, like, oh yeah, I was a, you know, yoga. I do this like yoga stuff and blah blah blah, and I instantly was like, what the fuck is going on?
Really?
Like, yeah, because
Okay.
I'm like, that's just such a weird thing, and like yoga people have their stigmas.
Yeah.
You know, that I was like, you know, who knows who this guy is gonna be? But like, am I gonna hear about crystals? We're gonna get and then you're like, let's have beers in a bar, and I'm like, deal, I'm in. You had me at beer, you know.
Yeah, no, I have this one instructor, Savannah, shout out, I love you. But we met at a local coffee shop, and I was wearing a Hellraiser t-shirt, and I ordered a milkshake.
Yeah.
I was the only guy not drinking like some herbal tea or
Yeah.
something like that. And it's been like that with all the instructors, like, but I think once they understand that I am like kind of analytical and robotic and that kind of stuff, they see our industries as like, could be beneficial for them to have some sort of marriage, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they need somebody that is able to get these videos viewed, you know what I mean? And with
exactly.
a lot of them, or a lot of artists in general, like, can't always separate personality from brand, you know what I mean? So having me on the other side saying like, let's make videos for our audience instead of exactly what we want to make, sometimes it pushes people out of their comfort zones, and then I don't know, it turns into this like this marriage where we both understand that we need each other to really make something bigger than either of us could do alone. You know?
Well, I think that's the same thing you've done with the podcast. Is like, you know, I think a lot of comics are like, I want a podcast, I'm gonna be Joe Rogan, and it's like, no, you're not. Like, you're not already rich and famous. You can't just talk shit for 3 fucking hours. No one's that interested. Like, you need to make something interesting or funny. Like, you can't just, you know, be like, well, I'm going to put it out and people are going to like it because I'm doing it. It's like, calm down.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think you have that skill, so it makes sense that worked. You know, that you're able to, and the fact you're able to do that with one thing and then see like, oh, I can do this. The production aspects you could do in all kinds of markets. It doesn't really matter who you're producing for. Like, you're just like bringing new ideas and stuff. And did you find it easier to connect with comics than you did with yoga instructors? Or like, how is that kind of like relationship different?
Yeah, no, definitely easier because I'm kind of in this industry as like a movie and music guy, but I love movies. Horror being my favorite, with comedy being right after, probably tied. I want to work in horror movies, but I've always wanted to have a comedy show. I figure that's where the money is, and the podcast is like its little cousin. I feel, you know what I mean? It's just it's like a TV show, but we just don't have the budget for everything that we want. You know what I mean? Not a TV show. I'd still like to put it on YouTube, of course, but just my own type of like skit show and things like that. You know what I mean? In the comedy realm, but the instructors that I work with, I did have to learn how to speak granola to them a little bit. You know what I mean? And I like that. It's helped me. Like, yoga is just kind of like learning another language. If you know a little bit of it, it just makes you smarter anyways, because you learn so much about the body and things like that. So there hasn't been anything that I've learned that I felt like this is making me like
dumber.
Yeah, or like more liberal, or I don't know. I don't know if that's a
more of a goddamn pussy. more of a pussy bitch is what he's saying.
But like the instructors that I've worked with the most and have the best relationship with, they are also about finances, and it's not all about yoga to them. You know, a lot of them like eat meat and they smoke, and they're just regular people. And even like 2 of my best instructors on the channel, don't really like the spiritual side of yoga. They are massage therapists, so they are able to talk about the body, and it's really changed the way, like, the direction of our yoga videos in general. You know what I mean? So, but you know, they just like, I hope that they like that I'm analytical and I'm thinking about, you know, putting meat in the seats and always, you know, trying to drive us to, you know, just have better returns on our investment and things like that. But comedians, I mean, cheers to us, dude. Let's get this out of the. Cheers, man.
We're drunk.
This guy's been a fucking amazing. It's been awesome that I met this guy because we've been having a blast, or I hope you've been having a blast.
Oh yeah. Don't worry, I'm a big believer in like not doing shit if it's not fun.
Okay, yeah, me too. Yeah.
You know, like I'm almost to a point where it's problematic sometimes in my life because I'm like, this sucks. I don't want to do this, and it's like, hey, that's your job. You're 9 to 5. That pays the bills, and I'm like, damn it, you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm definitely a big believer in like not. If it's not like servicing you in the long run, a lot of shit's not worth doing. Like, to a certain, like, there's always extents to that. But, like, you don't want to fucking be the guy that retires at 55 and has a heart attack at 56.
Right.
You know, like, that's the scariest thing for everyone, I think. Is the idea of, like, the whole time you're like, I'm gonna travel and have fun, and then it's like, I'm dead. Like that sucks.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah. So I mean, you've done that, but you're also a musician. We've got to showcase some of your skills through here. A lot of people might not know that the intro to Birthday Boys, that drum roll, is actually from one of your songs. Mm-hmm. That I forget the name of.
The name of the song is Number One, and that was with my band Green Green Gold, man. Yeah. I am a musician. It's probably, it just calms me down, Eric, you know what I mean? Like, I love it, and it's my first passion. I've been playing the guitar and music since I was 12. I've been, like, in bands since I was 14 years old, dude. So
Jesus.
Yeah, I think all that stuff kind of, like, roll up into me producing, you know what I mean? Because I take such good care of audio, and then it turned to video in my 20s and things like that. So it just kind of, everything's been like me building up for this type of shit anyways, I feel. A little bit.
Yeah, so, and I think that, you know, you have a lot of different backgrounds, but they're all kind of the creative background.
Yeah.
You know, like it's all kind of, it all kind of connects a little bit.
I'll take it, yeah.
You know, I think anytime you're used to doing creative things, it helps with anything else creative. Like, even if it's not the same thing, you know, like doing music and producing musical shows and writing songs, I think all the struggle and the work of, because no one's doing it for you. It's like writing a joke. Like, no one's coming to you and be like, here's your jokes to go tell. Like, no one's bringing you a song unless you just do fucking covers. Yeah. Which I met a guy a while back in a place in Austin that just does, like, open mics for everybody. And he was complaining about the cover scene where, like, he gets hired to play at bars, but then they only want him to play covers. Did you run into a lot of that, like, those kind of issues? Or did you do a lot of, like, bar gig residency stuff where you like play Freebird?
Good question, man. No, it was very much Green Green Gold. We kind of like had a year where we were working a bit, man. Yeah. So that was very fun, but they were bars, and we got hired to play at one club because we knew the manager through a friend and stuff. That was pretty cool. Shout out Elephant Room. But it was mostly originals. I think we let ourselves play a cover every 6 or 7 songs at that point. I love covers, but I also still have to write my own music as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Did the covers you play change from like place to place? Like if you went into a bar where you're like, oh, I know that they're going to like, you know, this song that we all kind of know the cover of, versus like, oh, maybe don't play a harder song or softer or whatever. Because like I have jokes that like sometimes if I get hired to do like a different venue, I'm like, I won't do that here. Just because I know like this audience
Might not receive it.
yeah, like it's just not gonna be a preferred thing. So if I don't have to use it, why use it?
Yeah.
You know? Like,
I think the way we used our cover songs was more of like whenever we wanted to take a break and what level of break we wanted. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
if we're doing like a very difficult song, maybe I'll need like a vocal break, and we'll just do like a simple Ramones song, and that's just like 2 chords and super simple.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But so that's definitely one we love to talk about, like the similarities and the differences between like music and comedy and.
Yeah.
But I think it's more like an endurance thing, the way we thought of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Which also that is the thing that like I don't know.
Does that happen in comedy? Do you feel?
Of like phoning it in or like taking a break or
Yeah, like taking a break. Like maybe you had like a badass like 3 minutes, and you're like, all right, I can cool it down for a minute or something. Is that?
No, I think that
Or it's just bring the heat all the time.
yeah, I think it's the level I'm at. I think if I was doing like an hour,
Right. Okay.
there'd probably be times that I'm like, I'm gonna hit you with this 40, and then fuck around for 20, kind of thing. Like I'm sure that kind of, but like the most time I've done is like 20, 25 minutes. So with that, it's like you're getting the hit. Like I'm bringing the best stuff. I'm having fun with it. Like I'll fuck around in it. It doesn't have to all be the material that I wrote to do. Like sometimes you go and you start riffing on something and you're like, this is going well, and you just keep playing with it. You're just like, oh well, if this is going well, I might get this whole new bit. But musicians sometimes they get hired or whatever. It's like, hey, can you play for 4.5 hours?
Yeah.
Comedy's not that way. Because also it cannot be. Like you can't have some fucking guy talking into a microphone for 4 hours. No one gives a fuck after like an hour. The time limit on comedy I've learned is like an hour 45. If you're not fucking Shane Gillis.
Yeah.
Like for a regular like bar show kind of thing, about an hour 45. If you go over that, people are usually fucking, hey, we are at the bar, we do want to hang out, or like it's time to go home, like
Yeah, I could see that, man.
yeah, because it's an activity you're supposed to be quiet for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you're supposed to be quiet, and your only interaction back and forth is supposed to be laughter. Usually if you go over like that time limit, either people start getting a little rowdy and like start like heckling, or at least what they think is helping, but yeah, because whenever I was doing some traveling shows, there was a couple of us that all had like 20, 25 minutes, and sometimes there'd be too many of us trying to do 25 minutes, and then the show would go too long because we'd bring like one or two too many people, because none of us had an hour. We were all fucking like 5-year comics and below was kind of the range we were all in. So like, we'd like bring one guy and be like, oh, you could do 10. And then next thing you know, there's 7 people. And everyone's like, oh, I get to do 20, right? And it's like, I guess if you're crushing,
Yeah.
But yeah, about hour 45, people were like, we're done. Check, please.
That makes sense. It's a lot more of an investment too. Like a band playing at like a bar, even a concert. You're still drinking, going back and forth, and like screaming.
You're dancing.
You can talk to like a chickie, and it's not bugging anybody. But you kind of it's like a movie almost, but with just one person up there. You know what I mean? So,
absolutely. Because like
a theater of the mind.
Yeah, if you aren't paying attention, you're gonna miss why he was just calling somebody a cocksucker. Like you missed the thing. Yeah. But I guess I had a question. Do you get upset if you go in to play a show and people are sitting around talking and stuff like that, if you're like singing? Like you're like, hey, we brought a band in. You come in and the bar's like a lot of people like just hanging out. Like they're enjoying the music. You tell they're like kind of, but they're not sitting there like intently watching. Does that bother you? Or are you like, no, this is kind of what it's for?
I think the second one, like, I do appreciate when everybody's like chair is turned towards me and things like that, and you know they're like moving with it. I don't care if somebody's like, oh, takes a quick like, hey babe, or something. You know what I mean? Like, I still kind of appreciate that, just because I feel like as long as I'm engaging them with us a little bit enough, I don't mind it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't mind it at all. I don't.
Yeah. Oh, I saw a thing that some band and some bar owner was like complaining on Facebook about like, if you're gonna talk during the band performance, we'll kick you out of the bar. And I'm like, and a bunch of people were like sharing it and being like, I would never go to that bar again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but I mean, I don't know if it's just because I'm not a musician. Because like,
no,
you know, it's like, I think that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a little
like,
much to
you know,
ask that.
it's one thing if you're like almost stand in the front and scream and like try to have a conversation in front of the lead vocalist, like that's rude. But if you're just sitting there at the table, like having a conversation, they're like, what does it matter? Like,
I'm a musician, man, and when I go out, if I like the song that the person's doing, I will like turn the chair. When I don't like the song, I'm turning it back to my people. And I hope that they take that right. That's how I take it, man. Like when I get people to turn towards my song, then I'm like, I'm golden. Like, it doesn't matter if they're doing the talk breaks, you know, at least they are feeling it enough to like acknowledge that they like it, I guess, is what.
Absolutely.
So it's got to be different than comedy in that way, man. You know what I mean? Most of my friends, actually all of my friends from back home, we all play instruments, man. I was very kind of shocked about that. But when you were talking about the difference between yoga instructors and comedians, one thing that I have always, it's not, I've had a little bit of like love and envy for what I feel like the comedy community is like, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause when you're in a band, you basically hang out with your bandmates. But when you're a comedian, I feel like there's this like group of people that you end up, if you're pursuing it like seriously, there's probably like a huge group of people that if you have a shitty night or a bad time or a bad set, I mean, like there are people to like still give you your ups and things like that and help one another out and stuff. But I might be romanticizing it a little bit from like the shows I've seen and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things like if you bomb really bad, you're probably just going home.
Yeah.
Like you're probably not going to go like a Creek in the Cave here is like, that's kind of like the hangout spot for like Austin comedy because it's just set up good. They have like a back patio area, chairs everywhere. It's kind of set up for the hang, and nice. a lot of places aren't. You know, like Sunset Strip is a really cool place also, but they don't really have an outdoor area. So if a bunch of comics are sitting around talking, it's fucking up the show.
Oh, okay.
It still happens, but Creek definitely has the best layout for it. So, but yeah, I mean, I've had conversations with fucking all kinds of guys that I probably never would have even really talked to because of the Outback Creek hangs, where it's like, oh, I recognize this guy, or I know this guy, I've talked to this guy a couple times. So you sit down, and then people, you know, come in and come out and sit down and jump in. You know, it's like, oh yeah, I'm hanging out here, and then go run over into a spot, and then do that, and then you're like, oh, well, I'll go back to Creek, or so you kind of do get to see everybody and hang out. Like you still have your people, you know, you kind of always develop like your friends and stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh yeah, if I see these guys, I always fuck with them. I'll always talk to them. And then you kind of have the guys that's like, oh, I just know them in passing. But Austin's not like a super cliquey comedy scene.
Okay.
Like there's some real cliquey comedy scenes where like if you come in as a new guy and it's like you don't know people or what, like people are a lot more like, hey, fuck off, or like people are like, oh, you're either in this group or that group. You know, that kind of shit happens a lot in scenes, especially smaller scenes. The fact Austin's such a big scene, I think it makes it really hard for it to be a cliquey scene. Because, like, there's fucking 7 shows a night, 6 nights a week. You can't just, if you're just doing shows with the 5 people you're friends with, you aren't doing a whole lot. You know, like if you're running around doing mics all over the place, you're going to be doing shows with all kinds of people. So it is, I do think that you're right. It's like very open. You know, you aren't, I think also that's part of the thing that's nice about comedy is it seems like a lot of times in bands, people get tired of each other because you're all touring together and fucking, like, that's why every band breaks up. Because at some point, like, the drummer fucks somebody's girlfriend or whatever. And, you know, then, there's a falling out and maybe no one ever does anything again because you have to have a band. Where in comedy, it sucks because you're kind of alone with the art, but you can have all these different people around you. But it is a solo activity surrounded by people.
Dude, the way you described it, man, I think I might have just been doing music wrong because I think I was one of those dudes that had to be like listening to my music before I go up. So I might have come off as a dick and shit.
Yeah.
And now that I'm thinking about it, my bass player, Freddie Bananas, shout out, like he was very social and good with like
going around talking
to the other bands and stuff. And there was this one time, man, I was chilling at a bar with a chickie, and this guy came up that apparently I'd done shows with, and he was like, "Yo, JPL, Green Green Gold, what's up, man?
Yeah.
You remember me?" I didn't know who the fuck he
was.
Yeah, I didn't remember him at all. So I was like, "Oh yeah." And he's like, "Yeah, it's me, man. I'm in the band that played with you the last 2-3 shows." It's like, "Oh, cool, man. The drummer, right? You got drummer vibes." He's like, "I'm the singer.
I'm the lead singer. I'm literally the face of this band."
I was like, "Oh." I got all fucking nervous and just kind of like tried to turn away. And shit. It was terrible, dude. But I hate, man. Oh, dude, wow. I think, not again. It might have been because I was younger then. I wasn't as good with people yet. It's when I started getting into money that I think I got good with people. But
that's so opposite from most money people. Seems like most people meet like get good with money and then they suck with people.
Really? Oh shit. Okay, that's a fucking interesting take.
Yeah, because I mean, like a lot of people that are like big money people, conversating, being nice, all that kind of stuff doesn't make you money.
Oh, the way I see it is, if I want more money, it's easier to be a people person because I need people to help make the money. You know what I mean?
I think that's the correct answer. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's the right way of going about it. But I think
I hope.
Me too. Just trust me, if you're sink ships or you're whatever, we're going down together, I think. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, man.
We're going to be at Birthday Boys 3, like. But yeah, so I just.
What a ride we've had so far, dude. Do you realize how lucky we are to have had some of these guests that we've had on so far? It's fucking insane. I was really looking at it. I felt lucky, man. Sometimes I get the opportunity to reach out to people I'm actually fans of. Like, I'm nervous sending out these invites, dude. It's fucking amazing what we're doing, dude.
Yeah.
Anyways, before this turns into an hour of us just...
And sometimes you send it out and you're like, I'm not a fan of this guy, but No, but yeah, we have had fucking really good success. I mean, keep on subscribing, liking, sending money through Patreon or whatever other means you feel necessary.
Buy our cups, buy our pint glasses. We're drinking whiskey today, but you've seen them. You know what they look like. Yeah.
Dude, I always think it's so wild that like we have the fucking merch and people are always like, "Oh, you guys have merch?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why not?" Like, it doesn't hurt anything if it's not selling. Like, but it's just cool. Like, every time we have people on, they're like, "Oh, you guys have birthday boy glasses? That's cool."
Like almost everybody is.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, damn." It's like, yeah, we're pretty fucking legit, dude. But yeah, we're the best there's ever been, is what we're saying.
Exactly.
Like,
no, I'm with that.
But I mean, what you were the brains of this operation. I'm curious to know what was the process of setting this up, because I mean, I've been around since the beginning of it all coming kind of together. But like, what got you here to this point where you're like, fucking, I'm gonna hang out with deranged alcoholics? Yeah. Like, where you're like, I just need a permanent drinking buddy. and all my friends still live in the valley. Like, you know, you're like, I'll pick one of these sad fucks up.
Let me make this fucker fucking.
Yeah, you're like watch this. We'll have liver disease together.
The process. Oh, dude, this is gonna get deep, man, because after a very big breakup, right? Me and my buddies used to spend a lot of time on Zoom calls, and we've been talking about this for 3 to 5 years, dude.
Yeah.
So fucking long. We've tried it, and these Zoom calls, they turned in like from therapy sessions to like, man up already, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We can't hear you talk about this chick for 3 months fucking long already.
Yeah, quit
dude.
being a pussy.
Yeah. So, and we used it to like get our like skin thick and shit. You know what I mean, about stuff like that. And I realized how like comedy was just making hard things easier to deal with. And again, I've been wanting to do this forever, so I tried it with some of my friends, but we couldn't get the discipline down of actually being funny when it depended on it, man. Like when we were just not recording, I'm telling you, we're having a blast. Like everyone was a dick and it all fucking worked. You know what I mean? And then as soon as we're recording, nothing, literally nothing, dude. And
shit never works out with friends.
Yeah, and okay. Like, they both have to have full-time jobs, both these cats. They're 40 years old like me, you know, they have children, you know what I mean? They are both went through divorces the same time that I was going through one, so going through a whole bunch of shit, man, you know what I mean? It's like getting somebody to dedicate this much time and be good at it, like when the cameras are on, it wasn't gonna work like that, dude. So I was like, Eric, I need Eric.
Yeah, you're like, let me find a white. Let me find a white from the Midwest, and I will wrangle him in.
But yeah, that's. I mean, I've said it. I love comedy. I truly appreciate it as an art, and you know, seeing that we weren't able to get our discipline in it, I was like, dude, I should just be working with comedians, you know. And, I love what we've done, man. Like, I love it when it's you and another comedian. I love it when it's you and 2 comedians. Like, to be honest, that's been one of my favorite formats, because I get to, you know, be behind the cameras a little bit more. And, you know, I'm not as funny as these cats, you know what I mean? I'm not funny at all, but when I hear these fuckers pop off with their improv and shit, it makes me so fucking happy, just because we're putting an hour of comedy together, man. Yeah. And that's what's fucking important to me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's been such a fun thing. It's such a fun project. But also you have another project that's kind of bringing you back to your original creativeness. Mm-hmm. You're working on an album.
Yep.
For the Ashleys and Latoyas.
Yes. Dropping August 8th, 2024. That's going to be my birthday.
Fuck yeah. Do you know how many tracks yet?
It's going to be 10 tracks.
10 tracks. Mm-hmm. Okay, is that the standard album size, is 10?
I don't know, man. It's going to be my first full album. I've released like 3 songs here and 4 songs there and stuff like that.
So, really fucking dumb question. But like, what is the difference? A single is just a song. Mm-hmm. The fuck is an EP?
I don't even know that, dude.
Dude, it fucking... Because, like, one of Eminem's, like, first albums is an EP.
It was, wasn't it? What was it? The Marshall Mathers EP?
Yeah,
is that what it's called?
It was called the Marshall Mathers EP.
Love that fucking record.
Yeah, but it's like 12 tracks or so. Like, how is that not a fucking album? You know what I mean? Like, I don't... And, like, my chick asked me the other day, she's like, what the fuck is the difference between an EP and an album?
I thought it was LP. Size. I don't even... What is the LP?
Dude, I don't know. I didn't know if it was size. And then also, like, a country singer I really like just released an album. I don't know why I did air quotes. It is an album. But he went out and put out an album. He's like, oh, it's going to be a double album or double feature or whatever. We're supposed to have like twice as many as a regular. Whoa. And then it only had like 12 or 14. So, and I was like,
I should do that.
I was like, I thought fucking 10 was normal. Because like Wallen did that a couple years ago. and was like, oh, this is going to be a double. And it's like 24, 26 songs.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's a double feature, double, whatever the fuck they call it. So yeah, I've been wondering that, and I'm glad that you don't know either.
Yeah. I'm just the creative guy, man.
Yeah.
I don't like to get too hedged down by like the bureaucratic systems. You know what I mean?
So I'm gonna be your producer for this.
Yeah.
The turntables have turned, have twisted.
Love that. Yeah. No, man, I was thinking about it like during the actors strike. So much respect for anybody making art that I have, you know what I mean? But if I was making a movie and some guy came and like started to be like, oh, that's not SAG rates or something, like, dude, I'm not gonna listen to this, dude. You don't have to do this, man. It's like nothing's gonna stop me from doing my art. Nothing. No red tape, no bureaucratic system. You're just not the guy that I'm gonna work with then. You know what I mean? But I don't know why I shared that. Sorry about that, audience. But
Hey, you were into it. I like it. I wasn't sure what side of it you were on.
I just want to do it, man. Yeah, you know what I mean? If things are getting in the way of saying I can't dress up as a certain, like, they said they couldn't be, I couldn't be Iron Man for Halloween, man.
Yeah,
did you hear about that?
Yeah, that shit's fucking stupid,
yeah,
dude. The fucking, I don't know. I have no interest in being in movies. However, also, if you want to cast me in a movie, I'll do it.
Get at him.
I'll still do it, but I don't have any interest. You know, like I want to be a fucking comedian because I don't give a fuck about being in Hollywood or being on TV. Like, let me just tell jokes and make a living doing that and fucking do a podcast. You know, like I don't. So whenever I see all the shit and it's like, oh yeah, all these people had these like press tours because now all press tours are on podcast. Majority of all big podcasts are all comedian hosted. Shocker. The funny people are making the shit people want to watch. Shocker.
It's been like that since the beginning. Johnny Carson days, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just back then he couldn't afford to purchase all the shit. It wasn't a thing. The internet changed all that for us. Yeah. So like, it's like I don't even remember who it was, but someone was like, you know that actors aren't actually interesting because for their award shows they hire comics. Because if you just had a group of actors sitting around talking on stage for 4 fucking hours, there would have been one Oscar. And they'd be like, that's enough. No one watched this shit. Like, you're not, like, Brad Pitt can't fucking host the Oscars for 2 hours and be entertaining.
That's an interesting take, dude.
Yeah, like, they read other people's shit, and they're great at it. And they're fucking, it is a talent. It's an art form. But it's a different fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like,
it makes total sense, dude, because I've watched a couple, like, Actors Guild podcasts and shit where it's, like, Emmy Award, like, Oscar-winning award actors. I'm talking, like, Edward Norton and the guy that played the whale. What's his name? Brendan
Shaw. Or no, not Brendan Shaw.
Fraser?
Fraser. Yeah, Fraser.
Super cool movie, though. I love that guy, but listening to him talk for more than 2 fucking minutes, man, I wanted to shoot myself, dude. It was not good.
Yeah. Well,
they get too into this process of it, and it's like, and they're like, so serious, like, yeah. I think Al Pacino was there. Like, shit, I should have loved it. Yeah. It was a drag, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and they also need somebody to pick on them. And, like, actors won't do that. Actors won't. They're all too fucking afraid.
They have to be nice.
Yeah, if you, like, tell Al Pacino that he looks like a fucking dumb cunt, you might not ever work again. Or a comedian could be like, why do you make the same fucking face for 45 movies straight, you know? It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking hurt us. Like, it's a different thing. We can be free and make the joke where, like, everyone who's being an actor has to get the approval. Like, because if I upset you, I might never work again. Because all of my working is dependent on you hiring me for a job. Or all comedy is are you funny?
Yeah. Okay.
Like, because people will not like you and still book you for shows. Like, I know of people are like, I don't like that guy, but he's funny as shit. And he always shows up and does his job well. So I still book him. Because, like, we can not get along and still be the best fucking artist for the forum. Yeah. Like, but yeah, I mean, fucking, I have no interest in doing the acting. But going back to you can't do this, you can't do that. And I'm like, you would see all these actors that go on these fucking runs and shit and be like, oh yeah, I did a movie, but I can't talk about it. So we're just going to sit on this podcast and talk shit for a couple hours. And everyone's like, okay, great. Like, it diminished the reason for having all their press runs. But it's like, why? I don't understand that either. Like, why can't you promote your movie just because there's a strike?
Yeah,
It's
that was so
fucking
weird.
stupid. Like, why can't you talk about it? What does it matter?
I'm telling you, man, things got too away from the art in that aspect.
Yeah, no, and I mean, like, that's the nice thing. Like, there's never gonna be a comedy union. Like, it's not gonna be a thing, and I don't think it should be. But, like, you know what I mean? I don't. It's not needed in comedy. Like, eventually, the people that are good are gonna rise.
Are actors the worst people to have on like interview shows?
No, because sometimes they are really interesting.
I was thinking it might be musicians, but a lot of them are partiers, and you can often get like just the fun party vibe from musicians. You know what I mean? Actors.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes musicians are a little like prestigious or prestigious or whatever.
Pretentious.
Pretentious. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm dumb. I'm dumb as fuck. I'm a comic, not an actor. No, but I mean, like, sometimes they're a little pretentious of being like, because also, like, you're an actor. If you're a musician, you're always cool. Like, no one rips.
You got that right, baby.
No one rips on a guitar and they're like, oh, that wasn't cool. Unless you suck at it. And then everyone's like, the guy should die, you know? Now you're a comedian, I guess. I guess if you suck at music, you're a comedian. But no, I think some actors are good on podcasts. It depends on where they're at and how honest with themselves they are. Because, like, you watch some of them go around on podcasts, you're like, oh, yeah, they're still funny. They're still interesting. It's the ones that have to, like, are too afraid or too new or don't have enough money. Like, I think it takes longer for an actor to get to escape velocity. You know, where it's like, I don't have to give a fuck anymore. Like, you know, there's a certain point that people get to where it's like, that guy can say crazy shit and it doesn't matter. Look at Kanye.
I'm not trying to come to their like rescue, but I think they are under the most scrutiny.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Sure. Yeah, first to be canceled, first to like get in any like tabloid situation,
and it matters.
That it would even matter, because if it was like a comic or musician, like, oh, this guy was seen snorting cocaine. He's a fucking guitar player. What do you expect? You know, or a comedian.
Well, and like,
you know what I mean?
also,
but if no, not Taylor Swift, an actor. I mean, Robert Downey. Okay, I don't fucking know, but you know, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, it is. It's a thing where like you can still be fired in acting.
That's it. Yeah. Your job could be fucked up if you come out in the media and like the wrong patrol.
Yeah, any job you can be fired from, it's a problem. That's why comedians are fine.
Yeah.
Because, like, fucking Matt Rife just put out his new special. It's fucking hilarious. I watched it the other night. And a bunch of these fucking dork bitches that are not fucking funny and don't know shit about fucking comedy are bitching on TikTok and being like, he hates women. Shut the fuck up. You were never a comedy fan. You saw a guy you wanted to fuck, and you thought for some goddamn reason, because you have tits, you had a chance. Now you're bitching online like a stupid fucking cunt. Shut up. No one gives a fuck. So they're all like, we're going to cancel Matt Rife now. No, you're not. He's funny. Everyone knows that now. Anyone who fucking... Because the people that dissed him for being like, oh, he's a fucking... He just does crowd work. Or, oh, he's got 2 fucking specials out now. He's got 3 specials out now. 2 on YouTube, 1 on Netflix. He's got 3 fucking specials out. One of them's all crowd work. 2 of them are fucking material specials. They're good as fuck. He's funny. You got to give the guys fucking flowers. So, you can't cancel him. People can be like, I'm not going to go to a show. You can't call his boss and get him fired.
Yeah.
So he's safe. He's gotten to the point, he has a big enough fan base. even if a bunch of them are fake fucking fans that were only there because they're like, oh, he's going to see my fine ass. He's got one. No, he's not. You're a skank whore in Idaho. No one wants to fuck these skanks. All right, like, shut up. Like,
Fair.
What, you lay on the bed on your back different than these other? Okay. Anyways,
I still like you, Idaho hoes.
no, dude, love Idaho, the whores. But no, like, I don't know. I saw it fucking fired me up like last night. My girl was watching TikTok and it just was like dumb bitch after dumb bitch being like, meh, he said something mean. It's like, yeah, he's a fucking comic. That's the point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like he can't be like you can't cancel comics. For the most part, you can't cancel musicians. Because unless their label can drop them, but if you're popular enough, people will just stream your music. You still will sell out a show. Like, you don't have to have all the other things. Being an actor, come on some podcasts and you say something crazy. Well, fucking Paramount can be like, we're never hiring that guy again.
Yeah.
Now you're going back to fucking flipping burgers.
Yeah, that is definitely a tough part in their situation, man.
Yeah.
So I can see that. But it's interesting. I think this is the last thing I got on it. It's just that, you know, the way society works, right? Like, we're never able to freely be exactly what we want to be, like, and how we want to be. We have to fit into societal norms. And for many years, I grew up as, like, trying to be the nice guy. I figure that's where actors are. They just always have to be nice to everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Comedy, again, to bring it back to just that last little thing about kind of loving what the media or TV shows or movies have done to, like, represent or showcase comedians and, like, their community. It seems a lot more like just fucking around.
Yeah.
And that thicker skin, and it's like, it feels like the way me and my boys talk, you can get to that level much quicker in the comedy realm. And I think that's one of the reasons that I wanted to start the show, you know what I mean? Just because, let's cut through the bullshit, you know what I mean? Let's
get to the fun.
Yeah, let's get to that, you know what I mean? And, you know, I think everybody has their limits. I know there was a time where I, you know, got a little butthurt about some Mexican shit or something like that, you know what I mean? But it happens, man, and I've learned from it, you know what I mean? I mean, I've never tried wanted to try comedy, you know what I mean? Well, I love it, but it's just not anything I need to do or want to do. I mean,
and I think you shouldn't have to do something to love it. Like, I love music. I don't need to be a musician.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't need to know how to play the guitar.
So many people love music. Yeah, that's true.
Like,
that's
I don't
true.
need to do it. Mm-hmm. I think we have too many people trying to be comics nowadays.
Okay.
You know, like, but it's because it's in the boom. It's the most popular thing right now. It's just like everyone wanted to be a fucking rock star whenever Nirvana popped. Mm-hmm. Everyone's like, I want a band. I want to hang out with my boys. I want to.
And then the DJ when Skrillex came out.
Yeah, and then everyone wanted to be a DJ. Right now, everyone wants to be a comic. It's the popular thing. Give it 5 years or so. It'll still be there. Comedy's not going away. It's been around for fucking so long.
It's the posers that'll go away.
Yeah, it's just the boom of it will slow down.
Exactly, yeah.
The people that are really into it, the people that really love it, or keep going. And
that's what we're here to do, man. You know what I mean? We're going to outlast any fucking comedy podcast you guys are watching, guaranteed.
Mostly because other comics are older than me and they're going to die first.
Maybe a producer here might go too, but
but we fucking got away from your album. The name, is it 2 X's names?
No.
God damn it, dude! You don't understand how bad I wanted it to be. Of like, that was the name of your last 2 X's, and I'm like, that's fire.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm like, that's fire.
It's code for my last couple of X's, though, man.
Okay, so a white and a Latino.
Latoya's a black chick's name, buddy.
Oh, I figured that was a Latino chick's name. Latoya?
Latoya, yeah, it's a black chick's name.
Oh, well, yeah.
Girl? I'm very open about it. Is that weird to say that I date a lot of black women? I love black women. That's not weird, right? That's not.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I say it's all the black women I date, and they don't seem to mind it, I guess. But
It'd be more weird if you told them, I'm really not a fan.
turn this off right now.
Yeah, it's just, whatever your name was. Yeah, no, I fucking.
I'm doffing that out.
Yeah, dude. Beep, you know. Yeah, no, it would be way wilder if you're like, usually not into this. Usually into much paler girls. I think that they'd be like, that's weird.
Yeah.
You didn't have to say that.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
But Ashley's, there have been many Ashleys throughout my life,
Yeah.
and like I've grown.
Just a full white bitch name, right?
Hispanic too. I've found.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Really?
but
Okay.
it's been like mountains and valleys with Ashley, man. Like I had a terrible experience with one when I was 18, and then 24, and throughout, you know what I mean, and then I still love an Ashley right now, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's my ex's daughter, so that's her name. And so it was fun to kind of relearn how I feel about a situation. So that's why Ashley's there. And Latoya, that's just like a representation of the women I've dated over the past 2 years.
Yeah.
So the album is kind of like me sharing some feelings and some deep thoughts about these amazing women I've been fortunate enough to date over these past 2 years after my long relationship ended. And I guess that's what it's about. But I'm throwing in some punk music, some pop music. They're all the way to R&B, dude. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's just, and I'm going in very raw. I did not know how much I needed to do this until I started it. Yeah, once I started putting some lyrics down, I realized how vulnerable I was getting with this shit, and it got scary, but then I instantly became proud of it when it was like a done thing, and I saw like, okay, this is vulnerable, but it happens to people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's just very raw. A lot of my music, if you want to check it out, I'll leave some links in the description and things like that. Just follow my YouTube page, my music YouTube page. It's Green Gold. It's going to be free, this album, and it means so much to me. I'm working with a real producer on it. I'm just exchanging some video work with him, so it's not costing me much, just time and stuff. But I'm very excited. He's a very talented dude and helping me with my ideas. But it's been so much fun reconnecting with my musical side and having a little bit of pressure to finish this, dude. I'm already on 6 of the songs. The ideas are done.
Okay.
And we're filming this in November. I know you're watching this in January probably, but I'm giving myself to like January to get all the song ideas down, and then I start re-recording them like on the metronomes, if I have any other instrumentalists and things like that. But seriously, a vast array. If you want to check out my music before that, you'll see that I basically do pop punk to funk and a little bit of R&B. So it's kind of all over the place type of music, man.
So is this coming out under Green Gold, or is this going to be JP?
Green Gold, man.
Okay.
Green Gold. Although it's me, that's just the brand that I've kind of like encompassed for myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Nice. Well, that's awesome. I'm a big fan. I look forward to hearing it. I look forward to fucking
Thank you.
sharing. I think we should do some sort of something whenever it actually comes out. Like, I think we need to do some kind of like release party, something. Like we gotta.
At a strip club is where I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Right? That
Find some
makes the
Latoyas,
most
you know
sense.
what I'm saying, dude?
Yeah, there we go. We're going to Atlanta.
Yeah.
So
Jesus. They're gonna see me. They're gonna be like, no.
You can't come in.
Actually, no. You're actually not welcome. Is the thing. I'm very excited to hear it. I look forward to seeing it. The whole process I think is fucking very cool. And so is it? You said kind of punk, R&B, jazzy kind of vibes.
Mm-hmm.
You go throw in like one full-on country song for me, like have somebody play a banjo back behind you and fucking. mention a pickup truck?
Oh man, dude, I wish I could do that. I'll think about it, dude, because I actually have a Christmas song on this hoe, buddy. That's how crazy I'm getting.
Diverse.
Yeah,
diversity, dude. Yeah. That's what we're all about here, birthday boys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah. Thank you so much for letting me talk about this album, dude. We only have a little bit of time left, but dude, can we just fucking cheers again? Because the shit we've been doing, dude, I'm so fucking proud of. I seriously mean that with all my fucking heart, dude. You know what I mean? Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Y'all seen me top off 3 times already. I'm easily buzzing. We got a couple minutes left, but I'm gonna let Eric get fucking loose now.
Fucking.
What do you got going on, buddy? This is coming out January.
So after this comes out, I will have just done a show at Columbia, Missouri Comedy Club. Hopefully that was fucking awesome. Any of you guys that were there, you're the best ever. Love you guys all so much. I will have already kind of hit all my big shows I currently have booked, but hit me up, start DMing me for booking shows all 2024. I plan to get out on the road 2024. It's kind of my resolution to go and get fucking some shit really going and doing some traveling, even if it's all self-produced and self-managed. And I got some more stuff that hopefully will be kind of plugging into episodes as we keep on getting closer to these dates. But I'm looking forward to getting out there and fucking just, seeing everybody that supports us every week and all that. So it's, I'm at the point where it's like I have an hour plus of material.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Get at this guy, man. He's one of the most hardest working fuckers I fucking know, man. I mean, he does the 9 to 5 and still does a million fucking mics a week when he's not dying. When he's not dead from too much balls in the mouth and stuff.
Well, it's whenever you put the second one in that it just that's where all the AIDS lies. It's in the second nut. Don't forget that, kids at home. Just remember, boys and girls at home, they might be eating ball. Jesus Christ. Dude, one day they're not going to come back through our podcast and cancel me. They're just going to be like, look what was wrong with this guy. Like, someday somebody's going to show my kids and be like, your dad's
I think that was the first dolphin noise we had of the night.
Yeah. Well, stay dolphiny out there is all I'm going to say. But this was awesome. I really appreciate you coming and taking a step out of the producer chair and, kind of hanging out and just getting to go and talk about all your stuff, because I always know you got a lot of cool shit going on. And cheers to birthday boys, man.
Yeah, man. Love you, buddy.
Love you. Bye, everybody.